with you, Guk, and the player underneath you on Discord.
That is Dave.
Well, obviously not me, but with Yakis, what transpired with Guk and Yakis last time? What's the impression there?
Oh no! Oh no!
And Yakis, because it has been a while, is the satyr wearing the golden mask. If you've forgotten who's who.
Yeah, I remember exactly who it is. It was because it was Yakis. It's because like, let's see, impression like, I guess confused, and the golden mask makes them think that maybe they are working with Lorifax. Yet they mention Philea, so yeah, a bit confused.
Yeah, it's a weird string of connections that Yakis and Guk seem to have, that it's like probably just a coincidence, but there are quite a few weird little similarities there. But what about Yakis? What is your impression of Sir Grimefang, the little kobold?
Well, Jackers definitely always hated and always will hate dragons. So having to interact with a kobold is hard for him, at the very least. And after seeing him summon his dragon, or after the meeting or throughout the meeting with the Sphinx, his opinion dropped even further. And he definitely has like a constant eye on Sir Grimefang, like constantly skittish about his dragon and himself as well. Definitely aware and on high alert.
Yeah, this is another one of those sort of unprompted character connections that I love so much. It's like
I was wondering why you were so excited about dragons when I started talking about Tiamat. Now I understand.
well, it's so funny because knowing Yakis as as I do, it's like someone that is that into dragons is like the worst person to get paired up with, and to that being the first person you find in hell, it seems pretty fitting.
That's great.
But what about Sir Grimefang himself? What did he think of Guk, the giant goblin
Very odd.
on the infernal motorcycle?
I'm coming from hell. Even Gak is very odd. Like a king that's also very dangerous. He's definitely keeping his eye out and keeping his distance. Doesn't know how to properly. Pretty odd king. Not what he's used to when it comes to Tiamat and stuff. So yeah, he's definitely keeping his distance.
Probably the safest bet. Yeah, no, I think you guys definitely have got an interesting dynamic going here. While we're still waiting for Ekron and he is not yet in the scene, I think we can actually just jump right back into things here with the chase scene. As we last left off, you guys had headed away from the Sphinx dragon thing, ignored the tunnel behind it, and gone out in search of. What did you go out in search of? Actually, what was the the catalyst?
The gold. There was some person with the golden mask. I think maybe
yes.
it was the Monkey King.
Yeah, she told you that they'd seen the monkey also wearing one of those masks that had headed out towards the dunes of Aroas, and that in order to get there you would need to pass through the Antlion canyons, which you all proceeded to do, discovering quite quickly that as you enter these caverns, there are these canyons, that above there are rocks busy nesting, rocks being these giant birds that actually, can all of you give me a nature or a history check, either or, to see what you might know about these creatures? I don't think we did that last time. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So these are not creatures that Yakis or Sir Grimefang would be familiar with, but Guk, these are freaking menace around here. These are things that you often run into in the Iranian Empire. They are usually alone, but you know that these are the birds that were once trained many, many, many years ago. These were trained creatures that were trained by giants to fight dragons. That's what they were bred for, and since then they have been released and they are no longer just giants' pets. They have become kind of a menace, but these are an early form of titan, and these are literally titanic birds that usually are very solitary creatures, but you have seen several of them flying up above you, and a couple of them went diving for that dragon when it tried to take to the air. So that is the main threat up in the air. Every time you've tried to fly, they've tried to come and get you. But down below in the caverns themselves, there have been these sand pits that some kind of creatures have been flinging sand at you as you run past, trying to knock you into the pit and towards some kind of a creature's mouth that sits there in the middle. It is well hidden by the sand, but you have all identified that as being pretty dangerous. Welcome, Ekron. We will introduce you to the story in just a minute as we rejoin the rest of these guys on Guk's turn, as you have reached a dead end, and Sir Grimefang has just ran up the canyon to the north. What would you like to do? You've still got Crack under your arm. Um, he weighs practically nothing. But what do you do?
Easy. After the dragon.
Okay, and at this point, for the sake of time, because we are a little bit late, I'm going to say that on this map, you guys have all got double speed from this round. Your movement speed is doubled, so because this is more of a chase scene than an actual battle and that. So yeah, you are able to catch up to where he is going, and as you round the corner over there, you see that there is just an empty expanse of sand. It seems to be another sort of dead end. There is just a round cavern wall in front of you. It doesn't look like it leads anywhere further. Is there anything you're doing as you get over to that side?
There's nothing.
All right, you can give me a perception check or a survival check, either or, as you arrive there and try and look around. Okay, with a 20, you see a very suspicious looking mound of sand just below you there. It looks sort of unnaturally placed, just this large mound that doesn't seem to be as settled as the sand around it.
Better stay away from there. That brings us to the next person.
Okay, yeah. Then it is going to take us onto the fairy, who at this point seems to be following you as well. Guk, we'll say that you have got the fairy and the goblin tagging along with you. The fairy is just sort of hanging onto your shoulders, and the goblin under your arms. Okay, so they're just right there with you. But then, yeah, you will see up above. You will see this shadow pass over you again, as a rock soars through the sky above you. But it is not going for you while you are down there. and cracks under your arm. So, Yakis, what would you like to do?
Oh, get the hell out of there. So, how do I snap it again? 15, seeing the dragon, he'll continue to dart forwards. So that would be another 20.
Yeah, so it should go red once you get to your maths distance. But the yellow is your dash.
And how are you making breakpoints in your movement again?
If right click doesn't work, then use spacebar. Yeah, and as you are running, you will see that is the direction that Guck went in as well. You will also see that you'll just have arrived next to that suspicious-looking mound of sand as well as everyone arrives there.
So that was 2 movement actions, so that would be my move and bonus action to dash. So I'll just ready a shot if I see an enemy approaches. And that's going to be my turn.
Cool. Then, Sir Grimefang, you are going to be up next.
Okay, then. Oh, yeah. Me and Thunderbolt will just keep on moving up the canyon. Yeah, but so I did see the. Yeah, we're headed. This is a dead end to the right?
It looks like it from where you're standing, yeah.
Then me and Thunderbolt keep on moving. Yeah. I think this is. Wait, this is double speed, right?
Yeah, you've got double speed.
Okay, then he has 80. Okay. Yeah, me.
Is he?
Running on top.
So
Yeah,
he's got 80 feet of flying.
No, he has a walking speed of 40, and you said double move.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Cool. Because you see, as you are now running through that cavern, you will see up above the head of another rock just lean over and claw down at you, but it seems too big to actually get you in that little in that part of the canyon. And as the canyon mouth opens up ahead of you, you see another one of those sand pits and a smaller one of these birds with a sort of armored skull that is busy flapping above it, and it definitely sees you and the dragon as you enter.
Okay. Well, I still. Thunderbolt still has an action, so he will use his lightning breath. Wait, I think that's close enough, right?
Yeah. And also, I'm not sure if you were here when I said it, but there's a button with the 2 crossed swords on the side of the screen. If you click that, you'll get a cool Solasta style heads up.
That's pretty cool. Don't think. Yeah, he doesn't have the lightning breath on this, so I'll just use that.
You need to target the dragon. If you have yourself targeted, it only pulls yourself.
Yeah, no, it does have the dragon, but it doesn't have the lightning breath. For some reason.
Yeah, it should be there in the features, but it's been doing some weird wiping things. So also, if you want to target the rock, you just click T as you hover over it. Remember that, and then it might actually do a cool animation. But yeah, anyway, you can roll. Oh, so it makes a dex save, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it did it automatically the first time. So that was a 13, actually, the first one, which failed.
Yeah, so
you can roll your damage.
Okay, 10d10, okay.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
47.
$47. Sorry, call out your rolls once they have actually rolled, because sometimes there's a bit of a delay.
Okay.
Yeah, with 47 points of lightning damage, you blast this bird back, and you see it get blasted into the back of the wall. Its wings just faltering as it is just going into a spasm, and it falls onto the ground with this electrocution. And as it does so, you see a creature rise up from under the sand as the bird rolls onto the ground, and it just grabs this bird and rips it underground into the sand, and you just see some of that sand go bloody.
Yeah, that's my turn. I'll be readying my glaive just in case something comes closer.
All right, nice. And at the end of that turn, we are going to cut over for a moment, as at the end of the round, to the gates of hell, where Ekron, you are currently finally arriving back home after spending some time in the celestial heavens, and hopefully you guys can actually see on this map.
At least I can see it on the stream.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, the stream. So Ekron, you are currently standing on board your barge as it is coming into the dock, and ahead of you, standing at the gates, you can see Athreos standing in her like titanic form, covered in blood. It seems like she has been in some kind of a battle, and she's busy standing, talking with the Dark Lady, who has Archon and Torrogar standing right behind her. You recognize that as Tiamat in her human form, and they seem to be in conversation as you arrive, both of their heads turning to look at your barge as it approaches the gates of Avernus.
As a barge slows down next to the dock, I'll just fly down there. What the hell happened here? What happened to you, Gareth?
The giant skeletal creature just turns its head and slowly whispers, "Nice of you to finally join us. I found her. I finally found her." And Tiamat just takes a step forward and she says, "Yes, Lord Ekron, I think it is time. We have finally found an opportunity to take Lorifax out once and for all."
So let's get to it. Where are we heading?
The Athreos turns and says, "Well, according to the Cerberus, there has been a couple of souls making trouble and digging tunnels under the river. Apparently there was a satyr wearing a golden mask who has opened a tunnel not too far from here into the Iranian Empire. It can only be Lorifax. And after what I experienced last night, or maybe this morning," and she just shakes her head, "well, he is assembling some sort of new army. They have an array of some of the best warriors in Arania, and I think he is preparing for an assault on the Hells. I suggest we follow the golden masked ones and find out what happened to them. That should lead us back to where I fought them earlier, before they almost killed me."
Agreed. Let's get to it.
And Tiamat from behind you will say, "I think it is time I joined you on this one. my men here will, of course, accompany us, but it has been too long since I got an opportunity like this. And she will start to head over towards the boat as well. And Torrigar and Archon will both march along behind her. Ekron, you can also give me a history check, please, based on the time you have just spent in the heavens.
$51.
All right, yeah. So when you were in the heavens, and the reason that it has taken you so long to get back is that you were there while when the Monkey King stole the peaches of heaven, and most of that heaven just erupted into chaos as the Emperor was searching for it, and everyone was looking in every which direction. But one of the things that they found that Seto's father showed to you when they went to go and search his quarters was a golden death mask. None of them seemed to know much about it, but you immediately understood that it belonged to Lorifax, and you are one of the only souls that knows that the demon Monkey King was at some point in contact with Lorifax, and more than likely working with or for her. So yeah, if as everyone then begins to board the ship, Athreos will grab the chains that are underneath it and lift it up as she just starts to haul ass down the river Styx, and starts pulling this boat along behind her. And with that, unless there's anything you want to do in those travels, Ekron, we will cut back to the chase.
No, nothing.
Okay, cool. So as you head off down the river Styx, back in Arania, it is going to be Guck's turn, as you guys have all found another dead end, and other than one mound of sand, it seems like the kobold and the dragon have headed off down another direction, and they seem to be leading the path at this point. But Guck, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Question. How solid is the sand?
Here it's relatively solid. You are in the canyons. The sand underfoot, though, is, I mean, it is pretty deep. You imagine these canyons are actually much taller without all of the sand here. So it's malleable, but easy to run on.
Better not take a chance. Just weird. Don't have movement for some reason. Oh, that's because it stands on Grimfang's turn at the moment.
Oh, not on my screen.
That's weird.
Yeah, neither on mine. It's to Guck.
How about now?
It still says next up. Why is it? That's weird.
Okay, that's weird. You might need to give it a refresh, but
yeah, that's exactly what I thought, because I was like, it's weird that it says next up, because on the stream it also says it's my turn.
Okay, cool. So maybe give it a quick refresh, but we'll say at this point, because I mean, the initiative order was more just to keep track, but seeing as there are only 3 of you guys, we can sort of interchange it. So maybe Yakas, if you want to take your turn while Guck is reloading, we can do that.
Of course, I would assume that no enemy appeared for my readied action to go off, so I will begin darting off after the dragon.
Okay. Yeah. As you dart away, you see that mound of sand behind you sort of shift and actually get lower. It seems like something under there just sank, but yeah, nothing actually triggered your action. And as you dart back around the corner, there we go, Guts back as well. You will also see the rock up above, but everyone I think manages to catch up with the dragon there.
So that was my movement and my bonus action, and with my main action, I will just shoot it. Big rock.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I don't see a longbow or shortbow action in my.
That's
thing
because you most likely either it lays on. It's not on the what's called selected one because there's 3 bars.
Yeah, I did actually check for your one. You might be able to just switch the equipment. If you look on the far left, I think that's your bow option. I left it on the middle one because that one has your shield, so it gives you the AC.
Yeah. Else you just click the little what's called luggage and then go into your inventory and drag your bow into one of the squares.
Right, then I'll deactivate the crossed swords thing to actually. Oh, rapier? What does it say? Rapier? What the fuck? Okay, shortbow. There we go. Okay. I have the rock targeted. Does that roll? Huh. Oh, this one that miss.
It'll still hit.
Oh, hits! Nice. Okay.
It's a big bird. Hard to miss, but
Hard to
yeah,
miss.
nice 9 piercing.
And is the dragon like in melee with the rock at the moment?
No, the rock is up on top of the rocks. That dragon is down on the ground with you.
Okay. So no sneak attack. Got it. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay, cool. Then that'll take us to Sir Grimefang.
Yeah, I think me and Thunderbolt just keep on moving down the narrow passage. I've done a place where I was like 30 feet. Okay, looks like no fucking bird.
Yeah, you see another one, a very similar situation to what you just faced in the previous area. This bird looks a little bit bigger than the other, but yeah,
I do not get
finished. That is not a recharge, unfortunately.
But I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's his full movement. I was just ready my action for if this thing attacks both of us.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, what are you readying your action to actually do? Like
If this thing comes in swiping range, I will swipe with my glaive.
Okay, cool. So you ready an attack, and that is going to take us to the top of the round. But before Guk takes his turn, Yakus, at this point, as you are getting to this point in the cavern, I don't know why I keep saying cavern, in the canyons, you feel this pain into your chest. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, as you just feel the sharp pain, like a stitch in your chest.
Where are the saves?
You see the little grey ones, the little grey one that says save skills and tools up in the top, then to the right.
I can also request rolls. So
Yep, please do.
there we go. Then you can just click there in the chat. Cool. Do you not get a modifier to your con?
Nope.
Oh, ouch. Okay, so as you are running, you feel this pain in your chest, and it starts, just the searing burning starts to spread across. And as you clutch to it, you look down, and there is, in the wound where Levier struck you with the scythe, there is, it looks like there are bones growing out of your chest, like almost like your rib cage has gotten too big for your body and is starting to tear through the skin. It feels now, as you are looking down at this, it feels as if there are too many bones in your body. Like your skin is too tight for what is going on inside, and it feels like this feeling is expanding from your chest. But other than that, that is all you feel. It has no other effects other than however you want to role play into that. But that'll take us to the top of the round with Guck.
And with that, I'm just gonna, let's see, difficult. Just readying the crossbow in case the rock attacks the dragon.
Okay, yeah. As you are running past it, are you going underneath that rock, or are you going through the pit?
Underneath it.
Okay, yeah. Then the rock is going to try and take an opportunity attack against you as you run underneath it. This is 23 hit.
No.
Nope. Okay. Yes, this rock just claws down from above, and you feel those talons just scrape across the armor on your back as it tries to claw at you, but tis barely a scratch. You manage to run through with the goblin still under your arm, and the thing just squawking up above you.
You ain't getting my goblin. It's mine.
Yes, so the bird has now, its attention is definitely on Guck, but is that all you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, there's no reason to do anything to it.
Okay, yeah, then it is going to take us to the rock's turn, as that one is going to keep trying to fly in towards you, and it is going to try and strike at you again. Nope. With its first attack, it just misses completely, and then it. Let me actually see. Yeah, and then it'll go for another one with its talons. Just so that first one was with the beak as it tries to peck at you and misses completely, just smashing its head into the sand, kicking up dirt all around you, but you are easily able to evade it. And then the second one with its talons, it misses completely as it tries to swoop up into the air and swipe at you, but you are easily able to block its attack. You see, the rest of you see some shadows sort of flying over above you again as the rock circles up above. And yeah, that's all it is doing. And the Yakis, that's going to take us back to you. It seems like you guys are almost all the way there.
Right. Everyone went down south, right?
Yeah, looks like they all went through there and turned to the right.
He'll begin dashing. All right.
Yeah.
What's this little thing in front of me?
Yeah, so from where you are, that is the bird that has just been attacking Guk. So it is flapping around in the air, going for Guk, and you are technically flanking it from where you are standing.
Oh, sweet. Is it in melee range now?
Yeah, it is currently in melee with Guk. So it does not see you coming. It does not hear you coming. You've got full sneak attack advantage on this thing.
Sweet. Okay, now can I? From here, so fireball. Oh, booming blade. There we go. How do I roll an attack for booming blade?
I think you just roll an attack with your sword, and then we'll add that damage to it. Yeah, that the weapon that I gave you is just like a level 20 variation of your changing weapon that you have, because I didn't have that item. But
Cool.
that can switch between a couple of cool weapons. And with the 25, you definitely hit.
Alright, so
Nice.
that's 11 from the weapon. And 19 from the booming blade. How do I do my sneak attack from this new thing?
I think it's called. I think it's under features.
Nash, sorcery points. Not seeing it anywhere. Huh. That's weird.
I'm not sure. That's one of those ones I would usually go to D&D Beyond to. For that one, I'm not even sure with this new heads up, but is it definitely not in the features? Oh, there we go. Nice. Another 20 points.
Alright.
Yeah.
That'll be it all.
This thing is looking nearly dead, and it is now just with that booming energy shimmering through all of its feathers. That is going to be a bad thing if it moves. So if that is your turn, I think it will bring us on to Sir Grimefang again.
Yep, definitely is.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure that I have enough space now to take off with Thundermaw. It looks like it's quite spacious. But
yeah, you could go up into the air. The problem with going into the air is more the rocks than, I mean, and by that I mean the birds.
I'm just going at the same level as this bird right in front of me, but as I fly by, will take a swipe at it. Thundermaw will take a swipe at it. With a bite.
He is also flanking it technically, so you will have advantage.
Is it 26 hit?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
You know it has a
The
multi-attack piece, so it can attack twice. 2 more times.
Well,
It's gonna
you you won't need it on that first one because as Thundermaw just flies up into the air, it grabs this rock by the neck and pulls it as the booming energy just explodes. You see all the feathers get burst off of this thing, and it just chomps right through its neck as the entire bird just goes limp in its jaws, and Thundermaw like uses it like a chew toy, just throwing it over into one of those antlion pits for it to be consumed.
And we still have double movement, right?
Yep.
So now I have, let's see, 150 feet of movement left since I'm flying. Well, I'll just fly over there. Do I see anything? Okay, crime. Okay, there we go. Do you see
Yeah,
anything there?
you can see that the earth here it is much more open space, and there are a couple of mounds of earth. Like there's one right underneath you that seems sort of suspicious, and one just sort of at the entrance of the exit to this little area. But you can also see two rocks on those pillars right next to that entrance. You can see them up above, just glaring down at you.
Yeah, that's next then. And then it'll just hover 10 feet in the air. I actually do still have 80 feet of movement. I'm just gonna speed past to right there, and that's my turn.
All right. Yeah. So on the back of your dragon, you take off and it kills the one rock, and you swoop in through that area, and you can now almost see the exit as Guk. That brings us to you.
My power just went out again, so my internet might cut out in a bit. That's crazy.
Oh damn. Okay. Well.
Yeah, so if I just disappear, then that's why. Actually, I might just use data because I'm in this anyway. But yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Guk, you're up. Yeah. How far did you manage to get there?
I got 80 feet, which is basically double my movement speed.
Okay. Yeah, and you will do that. Although heading across this canyon, there will be another rock hurled at you from inside that sand pit, and I need you to make a dex saving throw as you run across there.
Wait a second.
Oh.
You said, is it something I can see?
Yeah, you can. You know that thing's there, so your barbarian thing will give you advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was about to think.
Or same roll. Okay, so instead of where you actually got to there, you fall about halfway into it as this rock clips your legs, and you feet are knocked out from underneath you, and you fall into the sand. You now feel the sand that you were lying on. It is starting to flow down this cavern as you have knocked it all loose, and you are sliding slowly into the middle of this pit. And you can see there is something nasty waiting in the middle. So that is, you are knocked prone, and that will be the end of your movement, but you've still got your action and whatnot if you want.
That means I could get away from it using dash, which seems like the smartest movement.
You'll have to use half your, so that was all your movement to get up there, so you'll have half your movement if you dash. You'll be able to get up and dash half your movement.
That's still, let me see, that would still be here with half the movement.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that's fair enough. You slip down and you start scrambling forward out of the sand. This thing, an antlion is definitely not enough to take you down just like that. And yeah, nearly, but you do manage to start getting away. Is that all you're going to do on your turn? Yes,
Yeah.
okay. So, as this is happening, as you enter that area with the dragon flying up above you, you will see the two rocks now just move in, and they will just start swarming around this dragon, as both of them are going to take all of their attacks against you and your
Can I
dragon.
get within 10 feet of me? Because then I get an opportunity attack. Because I have Polar Master.
Yeah, you can take an opportunity attack against one of them with your reaction as they come flying in towards you, for sure.
Really? Okay. Never mind.
Okay, so they're going to make 2 attacks each, one against your dragon, one against you for each of them. So the first one is going to be a beak attack against you from the one that you just tried to hit. As a 17 hit. Okay, so first one misses, and then the second attack against your dragon.
Hits.
At 20. As that one, you see it pick at you and then just grab onto your dragon. The dragon is now grappled and it is restrained. So it is now clutching the dragon in its talons and just holding it there, its wings folded into under its claws, and your dragon writhing with you still hanging on for dear life on the back. But it also takes 15 points of slashing damage, and it will be able to try and break out of that on its turn. But the other one is going to also now try and peck against you in its while you were in the clutches there. Oh, a 27 against you. So this is just straight piercing damage towards Grimefang, and that is 28 points of piercing damage. And then, yeah, its talons will come in for the last one against the dragon.
So my power cut out. Oh, my intellect cut out.
Another 27 points of slashing. So they are both currently clawing at the dragon. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to track the hit points. Okay, and then that'll take us to Yakas again. Yeah.
Alright, he will continue chasing after his companions, clutching his chest as it still hurts like a bitch. Is this like an archway right over here?
And no, it sort of opens there on the left.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Okay, I'm also going to need a dex saving throw from you as a rock is hurled from the middle of that pit. Oh yeah, you easily are able to dodge it and make your way across, sort of circling around the side of this pit. But you see the two rocks above just ripping at this dragon and its rider.
Right. Any one of them in melee range with the dragon at the moment?
Yeah, the one is clutching the dragon in its talons. The one directly above you.
Right. I'll shoot for it. Where does it say disadvantage? Oh shit. Can't.
I think it because it thinks that you're in melee range, but you're not.
Huh. Okay.
Maybe just move one step to the side, and then you'll be out of its hitbox.
That's fine. Just roll normally. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
And then the damage. And the sneak attack. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's it.
All right, nice. Yeah, that one is starting to look injured. As that will then take us on to Sir Grimefang again, and I will say that with that arrow, a well-placed arrow is going to give advantage to the dragon on trying to get out of this grip. But are you still with us?
No, he was riding.
All right, well, that answers that. Okay, so at this point, we'll say that they are currently all tangled up with this bird and trying to deal with that. As at the top of the round, it is going to be Guk's turn. You will see them kind of struggling with the bird above you, but you think you can see the exit just around the corner.
Yeah. I have an idea. It may not work. The first thing, stop raging. So I can use the spell in the weapon. And on the rock that has Grimefang, in its clutches, I cast Dominate Monster. Wisdom 17. Save.
All right, here we go. That is a 6 as it fails, and it is dominated.
And I commanded to let go of the dragon and attack its friend.
And that it does. Does it have to do that on its turn, or?
Let me just see. It's blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to say it is on its turn. At least not that I can see.
Yeah, I think it is though. That's what it's saying. You give it you are now in control of it, but on its turn it'll only do the thing that you say. So, but it's fine. Its turn is next. So, you have definitely dominated that one. It looks like it's going to follow your orders. But what are you doing with the rest of your turn and your movement and that?
Well,
Still got your double move.
that's easy. It's like my job here is done. Let's get as far away as we can from those thingies.
Okay, and yeah, with that movement, you are able to make it out of the Antlion Canyon, as that then will bring us onto the rock. Well, as this one just lets out a squawk, you see it just the spell taking hold of its mind. You'll see the other one now after being attacked with seeing the one get attacked with an arrow, this one swoops down with its talons towards you, Yakas, as it tries to claw at you, and as it is doing this, it is going to get an attack roll, but as it grabs at you with its talons, this is not the one that was dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, one talon attack. Oh shit, okay, 30.
Ooh, yeah, that's definitely a hit.
So, and you take 28 points of slashing damage. Okay, cool, halved with uncanny dodge. However, you are grappled and restrained by this thing's talons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as it grabs you into its talons, you see it rear its head back, getting ready to peck at you with its beak. And then as it is about to do so, a dragon just comes tumbling down onto its head as the other rock above it lets out a screech and throws the dragon from its claws, as the dragon sort of bounces off of this rock before regaining flight and curling itself over the canyon to follow after Guck, with Sir Grimefang still on its back. And the other rock now is going to make an attack against the one that's got you in its grasp there, Yakas.
All right.
So let's see. It is going to grab at that one. Yeah, all right. So we've got a bit of a daisy chain of giant birds going at the moment, as it does 25 points of piercing damage to the rock and grips it by the head and just starts like flying up into the air, just wrenching it upwards. So you are in one of its in the one. So it's a sort of ladder. You're at the bottom, then a rock holding you in its talons, and then another rock holding that rock by the head. Fucking hell, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as this happens, it then will also make a beak attack, which is probably going to hit. Yeah, there we go. All right. So it takes another 19 points, and these two bleeding birds above you, now they start flying and flapping their way over the canyon, and everything over here starts flying over in that direction. So not too far from where you actually were, but they fly out of the Antlion Canyon over where Guck is just running, as this mess is still happening in the sky. And with that, we are going to switch over to the next map. And here is where Ekron, you'll finally get to jump back in again. Sorry, that took a while. But as we rejoin you now, Ekron, you guys have just you've just arrived on the shores of the River Styx. You've arrived at a place where there is a portal that only Athreos can open back to Arania. Anywhere on most rivers, you can find one of these portals, and she has opened this one and sent you, Tiamat, and the other two of Tiamat's cronies with you into the Iranian desert. As you are landing there, let me put everyone else's token. I thought you were already here, sorry. As you should be able to see now. Except Yakas, you are in the grip of a rock.
Yes,
Gripping
I
another
am.
rock. And Ekron, this is what you see as you arrive in the Iranian Empire. You see these two rocks flying in this sort of chain, and an old friend leading the pack down below.
So I'm just going. If I'm taking review on the stream, I just go up to the bridge that looks towards them. Are they moving towards me or just standing there?
They seem to be moving in your direction, yeah. Oh, sorry. Something's not working. I'm not able to move you for some reason.
I wonder if it's still in combat turns, and that's why.
Oh yeah, you are right. Thank you. Okay, yeah, that should. Ah, why? Okay, there we go. Did that fix it? Come on, it's yeah. Sorry, I don't know why it's just not doing anything. Let me. Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna need to give it a little refresh.
No worries.
But we can sort of go theater of the mind this a little bit as you guys see that you are running now. You've left the cavern and you are running basically along an ancient dry riverbed that this canyon is sort of part of, and up ahead you can see a bridge. We're now walking over to the edge. Ekron, would you like to describe your character for us, please?
Still wearing the Kigani armor, so it's like skeleton wearing like samurai armor and his like sword by his side. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so this full suit of armor, very strange sort of skeletal energy coming off of it, but you will see him accompanied by a massive minotaur holding these two blades, a red dragonborn that he seems to have this strange greenish looking hand, and he is busy looking around very suspiciously, and a beautiful looking woman wearing a strangely like sharp crown with these 5 spikes, and she has got just dark kind of pale skin. There's something very off-putting about her, and if our little draconic friend were with us, I feel like maybe I feel bad continuing, because he would be losing his mind over who this actually is. But currently you are seeing this as Yakis is still in the grasp of these fighting birds. So what are you guys that were being chased doing, as you now see Ekron, the Archduke of Avernus, approach over the edge of the bridge?
Still struggling.
I mean, Guk, you can actually give me a history or a perception check to see if you recognize Ekron. Ekron, you recognize Guk. It's there ain't too many people like that.
And now the big question is, does Gok recognize Gok?
I mean, that's true. Actually, this is not exactly the same Guk that Ekron once knew. But yeah, just call out your rolls because I'm still loading.
15.
Yeah, once you see Archon the Cruel standing next to him, it is pretty obvious that those are some more creatures from hell, and it makes sense to you. He's probably just not too far behind the guys that you're already with. So yeah, you do recognize that as Ekron up there, but wearing some very fancy Kigani armor.
Oh well, first thing first. I command to the bird I have under my control to attack the bird that has Yakis.
Yeah, that it is currently doing. It is trying to get rid of it. Yakis, at this point, you can actually give me a check if you want to try and get out. Oh, well, let's just So give me an athletics or acrobatics check to try and break out.
Yeah, got it, boss. I got a 30.
30. Yeah, all right. So with this fight going on, you are able to just open up the claws of this creature, and you are able to open its talons. You are still flying high up in the air in this mess of birds entangled. So what do you actually want to do from up there? Or unless Ekron, there's something you want to do from the ground to them as you see this happening.
Nothing, I don't know who they are. Do I spot the masked one?
Yeah, that's what you are seeing. Actually, yeah, you can see from your vantage point on the bridge, you can see a creature, the satyr, getting tossed around by these birds as you can see the golden mask on his face, and that is, yeah, definitely something you would notice instantly.
So I just fly down, start going towards the guy. Since you're not completed yet, we brought one of our followers here.
Who are you asking that?
Zach, I'm flying down, I said.
Yeah, sorry, I missed that.
Not sure. Golden Mask? Dophalia? Not sure. Not sure if Norifex has reached that far.
I'm an idiot. And I keep going, I go passive towards the sector.
Yeah, I mean, they're right basically above you at this point from where you and Luck are, and it looks like the satyr has just opened up the talons of one of these creatures. He seems to be getting out of its grip.
Yeah, I'd like to order my weapon to like turn into a whip and wrap around the neck of the bird and try to get on its back.
Okay, yeah, you can attempt that. Let's say either an acrobatics check, I think, for this one.
27.
Yeah, you are absolutely able to just string this around its neck and whip yourself round onto its back. It is quite hard to hang on because it is not staying vertical, but hanging onto this whip that you now have around its neck. You are able to mount the back of this bird as it is currently ripping pieces out of the other bird. The two of them are just fighting each other more than anything else at the moment.
And on a moment that it might be like distracted by the other bird, I would like to try and tug at the whip to try and turn the bird to like hit its head against one of the nearby rocks.
All right, yeah, you can. For this one, it'll be either. I'm wondering an athletics check, I would usually say, but if you're waiting just to try and get it at the right time, I'd say a sleight of hand would probably work as well.
All right, you got it. I'm within the roll. Come on, normal. Okay. Let's see if it works on the sheet.
And while he is busy trying to gain control of the bird, are you guys doing anything down below?
Yep, it rolled twice. A 21 is the first check.
Okay, yeah, you will definitely you get enough of a grip that you are ready to do this when the opportunity presents itself, and you start pulling them down to get them in within range of these rocks. But you have now entered quite an open area. There are still these rocky canyons all over the place, and you start moving them in towards a wall. But at this point, what are the guys on the ground doing? Guk, you still have control of the bird that. I think it's the one that Yakis is not right. Oh, no, it's the one attacking the bird that Yakis is riding.
Yep, and it's busy doing that for a long time.
Okay, yeah, so they still attacking each other. Akron, was there anything you wanted to do?
Does it seem like he's flying away from me when he's trying to cross the rock?
Yeah, not by far. I mean, you guys are still in just one area, but they have now moved over about 15 feet to the one side as they are heading in down closer towards you in terms of altitude, but they are heading towards a wall.
How high up in the air are they?
At this point, they're about 50 feet up.
I'll just wait a bit to see if he's trying to make a run for it. And if it does, I'll start Eldritch Blasting it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then, Yak, as you gain control of this thing, describe what it looks like as you smash this bird into one of those rocks.
So he basically has this whip like in between like the beak area, and he basically yanks on the side, and he tries to make the beak just go right scraping against the rocks on the side, and just simply drive it around as he climbs like onto its side, because it's like one of the sides is rubbing against the wall while the other he'll be hanging onto, and he's just like screaming at the top of his lungs filled with excitement and adrenaline, like
Yeah, give me a dexterity saving throw to try and just hang onto this thing. As when you plunge its head into the rock, you see it smash through the rock before it actually breaks the bird's face. As you just see this, all of you see this cloud of dust emerge from the wall as this bird just goes careening against the side. You see feathers flying, blood just smearing across the side of this wall as he's just rides this thing across, like doing this is a full-on Tony Hawk's fucking wall ride, but right down into the dirt as this rock is taken down. But let's see if Yakus was able to stick the landing or hang on. What was that dex save?
I keep clicking on it, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it was doing something like that to me as well. I'm still waiting for it to load. Yeah, I don't know. Otherwise, you can roll on D&D Beyond or just in the chat.
Man, I think I'll just have to reload. Nothing works. Not even my sheet opens up anymore.
Yeah, I don't know why that has happened. I got the same thing. That's alright. It wouldn't be a Foundry game without some technical difficulties.
There we go,
Ooh.
finally.
Nice. And now we're gonna get bombarded with dex saves.
Hope not. Anyway, a 17 dexterity saving throw.
Okay, yeah, with the 17, it is a rough ride, but you are absolutely able to hang on to that whip as you grind half of the rock's face clean from its body, and you drive this thing into the dirt, managing to drop and roll to safety, retracting your whip and sticking the landing. The rock is dead, and the one commanded by Guk is now just hanging in the air, awaiting a new command.
Away into the sunset.
And that rock flies directly towards the sun, and will keep going as long as that spell lasts, but you see it fly off into the distance, still bleeding and feathers dropping as it struggles to maintain altitude after the fight, but off it goes.
Whew! That was fun! Did everyone see that?
You hear a clapping coming from the bridge, and you see the woman in the crown just giving you this slow clap and nodding respectfully, like, good kill, good kill.
Hey, see, somebody has some sense of style in here. Jesus, tough crowd.
And as you are saying this, you now realize that the reason they may be silent is because there is a strange rumbling coming from behind you, and the corpse of that bird, which is literally just half the bird left. You can see its rib cage kind of exposed and most of its skull, and its feathers seem to be just turning to some sort of this silvery mist as each of them seems to be dissolving. Picture in Skyrim when you kill a dragon and absorb its soul. That's what seems to be happening to this rock right now, and that all of that mist, as it starts disappearing off of its feathers, starts moving in towards you, Yakas.
Oh boy. Me and that big math.
I would like you to give me a charisma saving throw, please.
A charisma saving throw. Oh boy, I'm good at those. Eleven.
You can, if you're still not in the maps, because I know mine's still loading. I think, what is the command to roll in the Discord? I think just exclamation R, and then
Just normal roll exclamation mark R and then spacebar 1d20 plus the modifier.
I saw a notification that you rolled. What was that?
I think it's an 18 on a d20.
18.
So I
Okay,
think
so
it's just straight up +5 from charisma, no proficiency on it.
is that 18 total? Or was it just 18?
23, yeah, 18 on the die, so 23 total.
Okay, nice. So yeah, with the 23, you will now start to feel as you turn around and you look at this rock, the mask on your face you will see light starting to glow from the inside of the mask as these tiny runes that are etched on the inside start to light up, and you can kind of see that just glowing against your face as ahead of you those little silvery strands of mist start to turn to gold, and they all start rushing in towards you and in towards the mask as you begin absorbing the soul of this creature, and that pain in your chest just gets in like 1,000 times worse as it feels like you are actually now trying to contain that soul within your skin. It is an incredibly uncomfortable feeling, but the rest of you see this mask on Yakis's face just light up as he seems to inhale the soul of this creature.
Oh, good. I would assume he just like falls to his knees and begins like retching and like dry heaving very, very hard at all of this because he was already in terrible pain from earlier.
Okay, I'm back on the map, so actually we can see where all of this is happening now. Or at least I could for about 3 seconds. There we go. Okay, so hopefully the stream should be working and stuff again now. As you can see where you are all arranged around here, and the rest of them we will say at this point are, because they are not here, are no longer going to be involved in this. They have been lost in the sandstorm, which incidentally you do see approaching in the distance as one of the rocks flies away. You can see it flying away. It like turns in the air and you see it flying away from what looks like quite a large sandstorm brewing a fair distance from here. Yeah, it should do. Yeah. So yeah, what are you guys doing? You can see the dark lady standing on the bridge, busy applauding, and you now see Yakas just retching and trying to recover from this. But what are Guk and Ekron doing over there?
Checkers. I just got stuck in the
Sorry, did you guys hear that? That broke up.
I think he said that he was walking towards Yakis, and he asked if I was gonna stop him. And no, what I'm just gonna walk with Ekron, and it's like, you ever seen anything like that before?
Absorbing a soul? No, not really. But the mask, you should know exactly who it belongs to.
Of course I know who that belongs to. I thought they died when they jumped in the river.
Well, they didn't. They've been causing more trouble ever since. The mask protects them from the river. That's probably how we survived. The question is, where is Lorifax himself? Just
Most likely where they can cause the most trouble or the most headache. You know how they are.
pulls one of the swords, and instead of a sword, it turns into a scythe. He just tries to use extra notice. Just says quietly, I can stop the pain if you can tell me where he is.
What the fuck are you talking about? I thought you were back in the necropolis. And when did you stop wearing armor? It's like
What are
obviously
you talking about?
somebody else. Obviously talking about somebody else, probably confusing Ekron with another skeleton that he potentially knows.
Wow. Yeah, because things all skeletons look alike. Nice.
Yep. Very much so.
What happens if I try to grab the mask and like remove it from his face?
Yeah, you can see, and you will probably know this from past experience as well, that that mask tends to affix itself using these golden tendrils that wrap around the back of the head, and you've probably actually ended up killing someone trying to take one of these things off before. Uh, this would not be the first person that you've caught wearing one, but it is the first one that has lived this long, at least.
Let go, you fucking calcium ghost. Let go.
Let's go with him. Who gave you the mask?
Sorry, still a bit of vomit down my throat. Well, it was a friend back in the material plane. They were called Livier, and they gave me this in order to grant me some protection against the river Styx down towards my journey. It was a gift, but everyone seems to make a big deal out of it, so I'd definitely like to know what the fuck this is, actually. Especially since that, and he points in the direction where like the rock was. Especially since that went into this, and I'm really confused now.
What journey? Why did they put the mask on you and send you to hell?
Well, he did tell me that if I needed more power to actually, do my own job back in my own world, I have to travel down the river Styx, and this was supposed to be a guarantee that I don't get swallowed by it and don't lose all of my memories and everything.
Your friend has access to those masks somehow, and he just gave it to you to complete your journey.
In a way, yes. From my understanding, he got it from somebody else, but I'm not a nosy type, like some appear to be, without even giving some responses back. Come on, what the fuck is this?
Just inspiration to you, Yakus.
And Gog at this is like just taking his alchemist jug out and it's like, some wine?
Ugh, sure, it'll get rid of the taste of the vomit down my throat.
The mask you're wearing, it belongs to one of our greatest enemies. Says our written points in that as well. I spent most of my time looking for him, and got also most of his time whoring around.
Alright, so is this supposed to be one of your enemies' things? Do you need it back? Would it very much hurt? Did I give it back to you? it doesn't appear that we are in the hells anymore, so don't even really know if this is needed anymore. Very much glad to return it if I can, without my face on it, potentially.
Guk and Ekron, I'd like you both to give me a medicine check, please, as you look over at Yakus now as he's speaking to you. Yeah, that fits.
Yeah, checks out.
Come on, man. God already gave medicine.
Yeah, so both of you see as he is speaking, you see on his chest this exposed like bone cage that it seems to be moving and like shifting slightly under his skin. Not all that strange to see something like this on a hellish creature, but this is he doesn't look healthy. Other than that, you can't tell much about it. I thought maybe Ekron as well, actually, yeah, you're a friggin' skeleton. You'll have advantage on this check. So let's give it one.
Just looks down. That's the same thing, you know?
It's like basically the Lord of Bones and like a 7. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah, you have no idea what the fuck. There's some nasty shit happening there on his chest. You don't know what happened there, but it does look like that might be the thing that killed him and got him to the hells in the first place. Yeah, because if you'd like to make a medicine check on yourself, you're also more than welcome to. But I think at this point you've probably got a better grasp on it than anyone else.
let's see, maybe I roll a natural 1. Yeah, 15.
Okay, yeah, with the 15, you at least have more information than they do. You've been able to track the progression of what's happening, but to you, this may feel like some sort of a curse. Like it's not a disease, because this is definitely the bones are moving in a sort of magical fashion. It feels like something similar to what you've seen. I forgot Levier's name for a second. Like a blood hunter curse. You've seen him do those kinds of things, and you feel like this might be a similar effect that you are suffering at the moment. But that's all the details you can get.
And he, like, after he looks down at it and back up at the confused expression on Necron's face, it's like, I can't really put into words how a skeleton can be very expressive, but seeing your confusion, this is probably, my assumption is correct, his sort of, blood hunter curse of some sorts, something that is supposed to be giving me the power that I'm searching for, and maybe this is why he was even sent here in the first place. But would it be too much to ask if I am to keep this, or is it very extremely important for you and your crew? And he points at the people that he assumes are like his party up on the bridge, because he saw Ekron come with the 3 figures on the bridge.
I just don't say a word and cast remove curse.
Okay.
See if it does anything.
Yeah. I'll have to remember what. Is there a role associated with remove curse?
I don't think so.
It just removes it unless the bestow curse is bigger. Example, if the curse is at level 9 and you does it as a level 4, then I think the level 9 wins.
It's level 5. I can't really control the levels on a warlock.
Oh yeah, it's warlock level. Okay, cool. So I am going to ask for an Arcana check, but the DC is not that high.
Quick question. Do I see him, like, do I have enough time to react to his, like, casting?
Yeah, you can see him starting to cast the spell. But
Then
it
I'll
is
definitely like to counterspell because I don't understand what the fuck he is doing, and I didn't receive any sort of explanation.
Yeah, you can definitely counterspell the. So it's a 5th level. So depending on what level you counterspell at,
I only
you need
cast
to roll.
it at 3rd. I can only cast it at 3rd, so I would need to roll.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was like spellcasting check, if I remember correctly. So that is straight up charisma.
Yep, it is a straight roll plus your charisma mod.
13?
Yeah, I think
What's
that
the
is
DC?
enough.
How do I decide the DC?
Sorry.
How do I decide the DC exactly? I think
Your
it's
DC
still too low.
It's too low because it is 10 plus the spell level for
5.
Yeah, so it would
So
be
10 plus 5.
15 for you. For
No,
your-
but isn't it only plus? It's plus 1 per additional spell level against above 10, isn't it? I mean, so doesn't it make it 13 the DC if you cast it at 5th level?
I'm not really sure. That's why I am.
yeah,
Let's
that's
see.
that's what it is. And he's not a bard, so he doesn't. No, wait, I don't think that even
Yeah.
adds.
Okay. So Ekron, by the way, you can also give me that the Arcana check. This will be sort of as you are contesting it, because that counterspell is probably not going to be enough to stop you,
Yep,
especially you being who
definitely.
you are.
So, Arcana is it, right?
Yeah, it's an Arcana from you.
17.
Oh, all right. So with a 17, because if that's how we're running it, then what will happen here is that as you try and counterspell him, Yakas, you will feel that his power is immense. Like, this is unlike anything you have probably fought before. In that there is a darkness to this energy far more powerful than even Amara or like any of the dragon lords that you may have encountered.
Mhm.
This is like god level power, as he is trying to move past it, but because of your counterspell, you do manage to actually, you kind of push back against the spell that he is casting, and as he tries to pull the curse from you, you will see the bones begin to recede back into your chest, and you will feel a slight relief from the pain and from all of this. But you will also feel, now I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, or this will trigger your transformation, because as you are trying to fight back against what he's doing. Oh yeah. So as you do this, Ekron, you see Yakus begin to transform, and you see the bones that, as they recede into his chest, you see the mask begin to turn to bone, as well as his face begins to stretch out, and uh, before you, the creature that you were started casting the spell on, it looks like you are doing more damage than good to it as it begins to transform. And am I right in assuming the transformation here? Sorry, I got the token because I thought it was cool. But
And God seeing this is so happy and just puts it in a German suffix because he thinks it is Baphomet.
okay, so you can give me a contested athletics as Guk tries to grapple a hold of you, but yeah, because I'm not sure how
Can he meet
conscious you are in this.
Just a question. Can he meet a 13?
Possibly, you don't know. In this form, contested strength roll, either way.
Just ignore that one. God damn it.
Couldn't I use acrobatics for like trying to escape a grapple?
Yeah, either or, whichever. Though I don't understand what the hell happened there. You get a minimum 14.
Where that comes from, I can tell you. That comes from the Barbarians. Level 4, level 20 feature. Primal. Oh no, not 20. Where is it? It's the Indomitable Might. If it's lower than my strength score, then I can use my strength score.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
But your
just
strength
barely.
wasn't 14 either. But yeah, with that, you are not able to do the full suplex just in one move, but you are able to grapple a hold of him. But what I was going to say is, Yakus, I'm not sure how conscious you are, or if you are able to speak or whatever in this form. So it's how you react is up to you.
I would assume it's just like a primal like instinct of flight, as the like creature that he became is like basically bestial at this point. So he just tries to just run away as fast as possible, having like the last thing in his mind being like the terrible power that he felt from Ekron.
Okay. Yeah, you can make another acrobatics check then to try and escape this, unless you're doing it magically.
Nope.
Oh, all right, nice. So yeah, then out of that grip, you are just able to slip out as Guk, as you try and lift him over your head. It just slips out from underneath you as you feel these bones just scrape against you, and he manages to break free of your grasp for a moment. Where are you moving to there?
It's like jumping, because I would assume his feet are still like the goat feet that don't get impeded by difficult terrain. So he'll just simply begin darting off in this direction as far away as possible.
Yeah,
40.
you will be able to climb up onto the mountain as he just slips out of your grasp. They, Guk, what are you two doing on the bottom?
But if I had a chance, I would have cast a spell on him, and it wasn't just going after him.
Yeah, sorry, you broke up there. You said you were going to try cast a spell on him.
Yeah, if, even after he's not too far away, like if I had a chance to react when he started running away.
I mean, he's probably still within range, but yeah, you would see him as he just jumps up onto the top of the ridge, though he might be getting away too quickly, though you can probably chase after him. And I don't know what the spell is you're trying to do, but I think he might be within range.
Yeah, hold monster. I'm trying to cast.
Okay, yeah.
90 feet the range.
Yeah, then what is that, a wisdom save?
I think it's a wisdom.
It's a wisdom save.
Mm. Come on, below.
Oh, I don't think a 13 is going to cut it.
No. You're paralyzed. Congratulations. Unless you are immune to it. Not sure what the transformation grants you.
No, don't think so. Definitely not.
Yeah, so you feel those bones seize up, and the body, your own mind, and the form are not quite connecting, and then something else is just pulling you back and keeping you in place as Ekron and Guk manage to scramble up onto this little mesa here. You will see also, Yakas, from where you are standing, a soldier just frozen in stone, which you feel oddly like right now, that is in very similar armor and weaponry to what you are used to in Palea, but that is probably an afterthought at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I will. What are Guk and Ekron doing as you get up there, and he is now held by your spell?
Anything when he's
You cutting out?
can't hear anything when he's paralyzed.
Oh,
Yes, you can hear, but he can't move or speak.
yeah, I can't like respond in any way to it. I can hear it, but
Yeah, I know exactly. Just getting up to him. Just having my nice little weapon out in case he tries to run.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
yep.
Yeah, just approach him. Listen, I don't want to kill you. I just want to know where the map came from, and take the one you have on your. You don't have to die. Trust me, I've killed more than my fair share of anything in this instance. Just calm down. We'll find a way to get the mask off. You can continue your journey.
Still like paralyzed, so can't respond.
As you were saying this, you will see the Dark Lady approaching from behind, and as you were saying, and you can continue your journey, she will just, you'll hear this chuckle as she says, "Ah, but I think the satyr may be the key. That is you, isn't it? That little satyr the oracles are always whining on about." And she just tilts her head and is leaning in, taking a closer look as she approaches your group. And you now realize that Archon and the Minotaur have run off in the opposite direction. She seems to have sent them off to go and search for the Monkey King. This one's fate is perhaps more tied in with all of this shit than we would like. But if you can open the door for us, then Ekron may be right. We could send you on your little way, back to wherever it is you're supposed to be.
If you try to run, we will kill you. Okay? You have no chance of surviving here, especially with her here now.
How like aware am I at this point? Because I simply run on the assumption that he's just a beast at this point and not really aware of what he's doing, but you tell me how the curse affects him.
Well, it's up to you how you want to play this transformation. I'm not sure that's through actual character
Mm-hmm.
like official stuff. So you can either refer to whatever the rules there say, or just let me know how you want to roleplay it, because the curse doesn't have any specific rulings on this necessarily, but I I would think that you are pretty much aware of your surroundings and things. You have got your own mind, but yeah, there is like a bloodlust that you kind of fall into that first time. This is probably the first time that you've experienced this transformation. So yeah, that bestial nature would be the first instinct, but now as you are frozen there, you might realize that you have more of your own mind than you originally thought.
Mm-hmm. So like kind of the hold monster working for him as the hold monster is like holding back the urges.
yeah, you kind of feel that separation between your own self and the creature whose body you are currently inhabiting. And as you now see this woman approaching at the corner of your eye, you get the impression that there is not, like, yeah, fighting these three is probably not going to work out, and getting away from them clearly is not working out right now. So there is a bit of defeatist calm that comes with it, that is like, oh shit, they caught me, but that also allows you to take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
I have a family to return to. If I help you, what what promise can you make me?
It's like both struggling against the paralysis and struggling against the curse itself. I don't know how much of that my mic managed to pick up.
Yeah, no, I heard all of that.
That's what would I give in return for your help, if I understood correctly.
What was that again? Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of that one.
You asked what will I get in return for your help.
It was like more of what can you promise me? Like how can I be sure that you're gonna keep your word, basically? Because like for him in Thylea, oaths are like a very important thing, and nobody can cross them, even the gods. So he is like running on that assumption that those rules don't work here.
Yeah, Guk, you would pick up on this, that he, as a Thylean, would take these oaths very seriously, and that you would understand that aspect of the culture.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's just asking if you can swear an oath to help him if he helps you.
And also, Ekron, you, having spent all this time in Avernus, you are no stranger to a contract. There's that has become part of your daily business, is making promises, and there's usually a soul on the line.
If you help me, her, opponent, Tiamat, get what we need, you have my promise that you'll get what you want to come back to your family. I'll get you back to your family. If they're alive, of course. I'm not going to bring dead people back from the dead. You want to continue your journey? I'll drop you off when you need. You continue it. I'm a fair man. I have no reason to lie. I'm judging
Promises
souls.
of fickle bone man. Swear it.
I swear I'll get you back on your journey once to help us.
Like even in that seized like posture that he has, it still like slumps down a little bit, as if the creature itself is just like no longer actively trying to resist the paralysis.
Then you have my word. I'll open this door for you.
The Dark Lady lifts her hand, and a infernal contract will unfurl itself in the air in a wreathed in flame, and just hover in the air in front of both of you. And she'll say, "Well then, shall we make it official? And make sure that you don't turn on us either."
I dropped the whole monster from him so he can move freely.
Just like crumples to his knees.
Sure. Let's sign your contract.
this.
Good. I just sign where I'm supposed to.
And Yakus like digs a nail into his arm and draws some blood to sign his own name and onto the contract.
Yeah, and as you do that, you'll hear 1,000 infernal screams coming from the paper itself as the scroll just rolls itself up and then ties itself a little bow and then bursts into flames and disappears. And she says, "Well, then that is done. I have sent the others to go and hunt our quarry, but perhaps we should get a move on before they get away."
Right. Well, assume you know who I am, but I don't know who this is. And like points at the lady.
Most likely Akron's wife or something.
"Oh, Guk, you offend me. You don't recognize me?"
If you want to, I want to do a thing. Go ahead. I will look away.
No, not here. Come on. It has been so long since I've been able to walk around like this. But King Guk, really, I see someone at least managed to restore your limbs after last time. Tell me, did they regenerate everything just as it was? Looks like you added a few inches. And she just gives you a look up and down before her eyes meet yours. And Guk, you can give me a history or a religion check to try and recognize this person. Yeah, you see the eyes of the five-headed dragon queen looking back at you just in human form, and you have definitely seen this form before, as she just gives you a sly smile.
Lady Tiamat. Mm-hmm. Not bad looking.
This is who you are looking at right now. Yes, that is I, Lady Tiamat, the Dark Lady, at your service. And she'll just bow sort of sarcastically as she sees Yakus rolling his eyes under the mask. But now, this really isn't the place all the time. I feel it is so rare that I get to play up here in the material realms after all. So shall we go have some fun?
Right. Lead the way, dog lady.
Well, my friend, I believe you are the key, so perhaps you should just wander into the desert and we'll follow you.
And like raises his like skull snout around and begins to like try to pick a scent or some sorts, like get a sort of feeling of any sort of direction
Yeah, so
instead of rolling a dice and going in that direction.
you can give me a survival check with advantage.
Oh shit! Really good at those. Let's go.
All right, yeah. So with your bestial form, you do manage to start to sniff out a kind of a trail, and there is something strange about now the way that you have transformed and the fact that the mask has transformed into the sort of skull plate of your face. There is those runes that are etched into them. You can smell what you would only be able to describe as gold, that you can smell a golden trail that seems to be leading out into the desert. It's barely visible to you. It just looks like a sort of shimmering in the sand, but you can smell it in this form quite clearly, that there is almost like this string of fine gold woven through the sand and leading out into the dunes on the horizon.
All right. Don't let up.
And he begins to like dart on all fours on the desert in the direction of the golden trail.
Okay, yeah, and as you do that and everyone follows along, we will move over. Oh, good lord. Okay, I just saw the time. All right. So, yeah, as yeah, this is basically the three of you now, and as you are heading up that way, you will see Archon and Torgar off in the distance as they are busy standing on this rock over here. Okay, there we go. Should be able to see them now. And yeah, the two of them seem to be standing on a rock up there, and they both seem to be panting and out of breath as your group approaches. Looks like Guk is up in front. What are you guys doing? And I'm assuming that you can see the map.
Yep, I can see the map, both maps.
Yep.
God
You see this.
God will be approaching Arkham, the Cruel, and is like, so any leads?
Ah, well, yes. we found the monkey, but he's too damn fast. He ran off into the dunes, and then this rock fell from the sky. We have no idea. And Torgar carries on and just says, yes, this entire cliff face just fell out of the sky in the sandstorm and blocked us off from him. We don't know where he's gone. And they are both just panting heavily, and Archon says again, but be careful. There are worms. There are fucking worms everywhere.
Yes, and yeah, I'm like wondering, like, would Gok have any idea of what these worms or falling rocks is?
Yeah, I mean, the falling rocks that they're talking about, you can just see a massive, like, cliff face in front of you, and there is sand pouring down off of the top of it. It looks like this rock has just impacted, and that all the sand around it is still busy settling. But there is, yeah, in terms of worms, you can give me a history or a nature. No, I mean, you know of there being a significant population of purple worms in Arania, but what worms they might be referring to, you have no idea. But you do know that the dunes are generally worm country.
Right, well, did it go in that direction?
And he like points in the direction that he still sees like the golden trail leading him.
Yeah, and with that, you can give me a perception check, actually, as you arrive on this map.
Or would it be like a normal or again advantage for the beast thing?
Yeah, advantage because of the beast.
18.
Yeah, with an 18, you now see across. There is a sort of hole in the ground, and you feel like you can hear something moving down below inside it. But across from it, as you approach, you see the sand that is pouring down off of this rock begin to just shimmer and reveal this golden door that is just standing there in the sand as you see it on the map. And you can now see that clearly from where you are standing, and also you can feel it underneath, that glowing feeling again, but it is quite clear in this form.
Well, it appears that the lady has some lousy hands.
He like points directly at the golden door.
That's where your monkey went.
Archon turns his head and he goes, "What? No, wait, that wasn't there. That wasn't there before. He was on the other side." And he just looks very confused with himself. He goes, "Toro, that I'm not losing my mind, am I?" And he goes, "No, I don't think that was there before. That's just appeared now."
Rule have seen it. You're a minotaur.
And he sort of turns his head and eyes you out, like there's this understanding between Satyr and Minotaur, but he is definitely trying to suss you out. Doesn't seem so comfortable with the Wendigo, despite the fact that he's about 4 times your size. It's this Minotaur is bigger than Brew even. Is an impressive creature.
He like turns back around to face Ekron and Tiamat.
Well, is it safe to assume that that's your door?
All there is left is to open it.
How would I know? Would I just simply have to smash my head against it until it opens?
Maybe.
Come on, boys! It's a door. It probably has a handle. Just come on. And as you're walking forwards towards the hole. Oh, why did it? Oh.
What the fuck was that?
As yeah, what the fuck was that indeed? As the sand shifts underneath your feet, Yakas, where you and Guk are standing, the sand is beginning to move right at the edge of that hole that opens up in front of you. Is there anything you guys want to do as the sand begins to fall away underneath your feet?
Jump back.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you can jump your full distance backwards as you now see something emerging from underneath the sand. So put you there.
Nope. Not gonna stay. Well, brace for combat. Can't be that bad.
Yes. So, and with that, you see this worm start to wriggle its way out from underneath the sand, and we are going to, in the interest of time, just sort of montage this fight instead of going. Although there are only 3, so yeah, everyone roll for initiative.
God damn it.
We are going to montage it, but with only 3 of you, that we don't need all the turn order. But the Lady Tiamat will go on Ekron's turn. The worms. Oh no, fuck it. We'll just do it.
Wow, that was horrible.
All right.
It worked. 12.
Okay. 12 for Ekron. All right. And with that, Guk, you're going to be up first as this creature rises up from the sand and just starts to rise over your head. This is a rather large worm.
Just the thing,
nice sandworm.
it says the game is paused.
Unpaused.
The first thing is we're gonna rage. Just because that worm stands in the way. And then I'm gonna take my weapon and I'm gonna smack it and scream, "Out of the way!"
All right, yeah, make an attack. And we've got to get one more sunburn.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. And I hope a 22 hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure 22 is going to hit. Roll your damage.
It already rolled the damage. And
Okay,
yeah, let's just see. And then the second one. At 28 hits. And let me see. Okay, we're gonna remove the Divine Fury since as I recall it's on the first. In each of your turn with your first creature you hit on each of your turn. That's a DM one. Would that means that if I hit the worm, since that's the first one, it would also trigger on the second attack towards the worm?
Yeah, sure.
Then the total damage is 64 damage. Unless it has some radiant immunity or vulnerability, which I don't think it is.
Nope. No, that is great. 64 damage as you slice through this worm, and you sort of open it up as there's a lot to cut through here. You see a couple of its guts moving inside as you've opened up a hole in one side of the worm, but it is still currently moving and writhing up out of the sand.
You better run away before I smack you. And with that goes to... Yeah, next.
All right, and that is going to take us to the Dark Lady as she is going to just look at this thing, and she is going to... yeah, you'll see her nails just extend as she slashes up at it as well with a claw attack. Oh, she had advantage because of flanking, rolled a 4 and still hit. And she does 23 points of slashing damage on that first hit, second attack. Damn, Tiamat rolled 2 nat 1s in a row. But luckily she had advantage. That is another 22 damage as you see Tiamat just unleash 2 claw strikes, also slashing another 2 holes in this thing. You see the worm dip slightly, but still starting to lift itself out of the air. Yakas, what do you do?
He will like clutch at the I think it still remained as a whip, like the weapon. So he'll like clutch onto it and just yell out like,
Sing for me, Morrigan, sing!
and he will use his bonus action to quicken cast a booming blade on this thing. I think it's just a normal regular attack, right? So no advantage on it because I'm not flanking it.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much surrounded. I'll give you advantage.
Yeah, cool. See, big money.
Yeah, 24 hit.
All right. That cantrip. Forgot to target it. God damn it. There we go. Booming blade damage.
Oh,
And
nice.
now sneak attack damage. Oh, sneak attack again. This. That was a bonus action, and with my action, I'll just simply ready my attack for. I think I can ready a casting of Booming Blade, right?
Well, wait, how are you readying it? Oh, if you quickened the first cast, then yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then
And I
if
would
you
use my
still have
main
your
action
action,
to ready it until after my turn ends to just gain the sneak attack again.
I misunderstand what you
What
what
he's
you're getting at.
trying to do is basically doing the same thing you do with the Scimitar of Speed, where you use your bonus action to attack and then you put a ready action that is set to trigger the second it's not your turn, because then you can
Yeah.
trigger a second sneak attack.
Okay. Yeah. If you have not used your action yet, then yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Sweet.
Cool.
Okay, and then my turn ends, and I hit again.
All right. Nice. Yeah. So that worm is looking badly injured at this point, and that looked like a crit.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's gonna be a lot of damage. Okay, and now the sneak attack.
And that also crits.
Yep. Uh, was that a crit?
No, that
Yeah.
wasn't a crit, because a little bit up it says sneak attack 6d6.
Yeah. So roll another 6. Oh,
Like 1 or 2 HP. Fuck.
as you yeah, what happens here is as you get that whip around, you like whip it around the worm where it is has been cut by Guk and Tiamat, and you pull it so that you actually slice this worm in half. Most of its body falls back down onto the ground as there is this explosion from the booming blade. Sand goes flying everywhere, and just the head of this worm lands in front of you. Its mouth still sort of chomping, but the rest of its body completely discarded and destroyed. This thing has got 3 hit points left. It is almost dead.
Yeah, that was my go.
All right, yeah, Ekron, you see this almost dead worm in front of you, the body just thrashing on its own behind it.
I'll hit him. I'll just hit him with my scythe and just say, "See you in hell."
All right, yeah, you can. I mean, you can make an attack roll. but I don't think there's any point rolling damage because you will definitely be able to kill this thing in one strike. If you hit, it is still a large chomping head in front.
16.
Oh, unfortunately. Oh, you are flanking though, so you've got advantage. Guts right on the other side of the head. Oh, good. That would have been embarrassing. Yeah, you definitely hit, and that is more than enough damage to kill it. So, how do you want to kill this one?
I just make it inside, stab it to the side in the open wound, and the necrotic damage begins to like desolate it.
Yeah, you see that necrotic damage even jump to the severed part of the body. Like the energy coming off of this blade is that strong that it just starts withering away, and the creature very quickly dies. As that is that one defeated. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
I see another one.
You can give me a perception check as you look around. With a 16, as you look around, it looks like all the sand around you is moving. All of, like, everywhere you look, it looks like the sand is shaking almost. Like there is a strange pattern in the sands as is trembling underneath. But you don't see any other worms at the moment.
It's a bolt system. I don't know how if it works in a way. I want to raise the hex spell in case something jumps out.
Okay. Yeah, cool. You can ready that.
Yeah,
You
it's a section. I'm not sure exactly how it will work.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't mind with that because Hex you could have used as a bonus action on this creature and then moved it when it died. So I will allow that for you to
Okay.
Hex the next thing that you see. But is there anything else you want to do in terms of your movement? You can see the door on one side and the moving sand on the other. It's up to you. What do you want to do?
I just take off up in the air. 40
Okay.
feet, I think I have, or is it 30? Fly as high as I can.
All right.
Yeah, 30 feet of flying air.
Okay, you hover 30 feet up into the and that I think is that going to be your turn?
Yeah.
All right, and then as it takes us to the worms, you will now see the sand begin to shift as another two worms around on the other side begin to emerge, and Torgon and Archon will both shout out that there are two more coming. But Ekron, as you are flying up in the air, you will see those two worms. In for the sake of time, as they emerge, they are not moving into attack. They are trying to get the fuck away. They are like slithering out of the sand, and they are trying to make an escape. And for a split second, you think that yes, they are smart worms and they are running away, until you see the ground just burst forth right there in front of Archon, and you see this monstrosity arise.
What the shit?
What the fuck is that? Still?
Mama worm? Fuck!
It is the brain bug.
And Gravedrinker joins the battle.
What?
A grave
What you
drinker.
see now is essentially an albino purple worm that is covered in tattoos of
Son of a
golden eyes. And I will.
Fucking glory.
Yes, this is what you were looking at. I don't know if you can actually see that. Try and move it to the other side of the
Here on
screen.
the street. Oh, the picture, yeah.
There we go. So
The Lorifex worm.
Not Lorifex worm.
all right. So with that, as that thing emerges from the ground, you see it covered in these golden eye tattoos. That is going to take us to the top of the round with Gluck.
It actually, right?
Oh yeah,
Just to,
you can hex it. This will trigger your ready action for sure.
yeah, they give you disadvantage on Constitution saving throws.
Okay, cool. So that one is hexed, and Guck, it is your turn. The one that is there is totally dead. I will move that.
Yeah, time to hit the worm. Yes.
Okay, yeah, you charge forth towards it.
Are the small ones also fighting, or just the big one?
Those ones are scattering. They look like they're running from the big.
Oh, okay, they're running away.
They just piss the fuck off.
They know what's coming.
Oh no, he coming.
I'm pretty sure all 3 hits. Just a
Yeah.
guess.
They will all hit. Can you just add up all that damage for me?
Uh, 98, I think.
Yep, that's correct. 98 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, you unleash this barrage of attacks on the Grave Drinker, and you scratch through some of its hide.
Puny worm.
All right. So that takes us on to Lady Tiamat, who takes a step back and just shakes her head, and she says, "Nope, fuck this. Get through the door." And she will run up onto the side here, onto the sand, and she will begin to ready this just beam of energy that you see her now. Like, as she pulls her arms back, you will see this ball of like fire and ice start to swirl around in front, and as it begins dripping with this some kind of green energy, you see it shifting through all these different colors, and then you will see as they all coalesce, and she will just unleash a lightning bolt towards the creature as you see the spirit of the blue dragon head just emerge from behind her, blasting this energy forward, and the creature must make a dex save, which it fails. -1. Holy crap. Okay, not great at dex. So she blasts it with a lightning breath. I thought that was just going to give me the demo. Okay, yeah, definitely wasn't going to make that. 16d10 lightning damage. She does 110 lightning damage to the creature. Oh, nice to have Tiamat on your side, hey? As she blasts this thing with lightning, that is going to take us on to the worm's turn. who is now going to, as it just starts turning and thrashing, it is going to use its barbed tentacles as it swings around. Oh, we must remember, just let me know if you do radiant damage to this creature.
Yeah,
'Cause I think,
the divine fury is radiant.
yeah, because then every creature within 20 feet of this creature would have taken the radiant damage that you did as well.
Oh, cool.
So it looks like Guck and or who is that within 20 feet?
It's me.
And yeah, Ekron and the two on the rock, everyone basically except for Tiamat. So what was the radiant damage that you did there? There was divine fury.
36.
Now, wouldn't the Divine Fury apply only on the first blow on your turn?
The first creature I hit.
Raging the first creature you hit on each of your turns.
Yeah, so if you're piling up on one new creature, I will say, so what was it, 36?
Yeah, resistance, so 18 for me.
Okay. 18 to Ekron. All right, cool. So yeah, as you saw that divine energy just get reflected off of this thing's hide, and it is now turning and going to try and make an attack against you, Gok. Let's see. All right, Bob Tentacles, first attack. Here we go. That is going to be 21, which misses. And then it is going to try and bite to follow up as you just see it lunge in towards you. But first the tentacles go for you, and then it's bite behind. And it misses again.
What?
As well, 22 doesn't hit them.
No, I was just for me. I was just thinking like, wasn't the one lower than like I remember that there's a 4, but then I checked it was a 8. Oh well.
Yes. So the as you see this thing just plunge into the sand right next to you, Yakas, as it just seems to swallow Guk entirely, you see the creature rear back and Guk standing there perfectly fine, some of just blood pouring from the creature's mouth as all of those tentacles that just tried to attack him are lying on the floor around him, and he is standing there without a scratch. But Yakas, that is going to take us to your turn.
Well, let's see how this goes. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Phew. Guk, do you want to be 1 or 2?
1 or 2?
Mm-hmm.
Gok is always number 1.
All right, then you're getting hit. Yeah, because the like curse, the hybrid transformation, when you start the turn with no more than half of your HP, which Guk brought me to, I need to attack like instantly the nearest creature that I have, and since 2 are like close to me, I have only 2 targets, so I had to decide between the worm and Guk.
Oh, all right.
Turn. Continue as well.
Okay, it's only normal.
Hello.
Oh,
Can
holy
you
shit. First time something actually hit Gak. No, maybe not the first, but first actual attack roll, I think, to hit you these sessions. As you think that you've just done so well against the worm, and then suddenly a rapier from behind pokes you in the back for 8 points of piercing damage.
Which is halved to 4 due to raging.
Oh, alright.
Don't do that radiant shit again!
And what the fuck do I do?
Get the
was
fuck
my
out.
action.
That
Yeah, that was my action for the turn, so bye! I'll just do what Tiamat said and just jump through the door.
Alright, can you see the door?
Not on the map. Oh shit, okay. Yeah, can get to it with 35 feet of movement.
All right. Yeah, and you will be able to rush up to the door, and it is as you get close to it, you will see it start to swing open slightly, and you can see that there is somewhere else entirely behind. It is definitely some kind of portal.
Mm-hmm. And let's just say that I used my bonus action to disengage because I don't want this thing to get an attack of opportunity on me. That's it.
Yeah, you were not actually within. You were just out of melee range with it, so actually you were okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, you managed to get up to the door, bringing us onto Ekron.
If I hit, I try to invoke curse against it.
Ooh.
So it's a con save, which I probably good at, but hopefully disadvantage will be enough.
Oh, I don't think so. Somehow.
It failed.
Okay,
DC
so
22.
what? Nice. All right, so it just fails with a 21. Very nice.
Let me just make sure exactly. Yeah, 22.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, and you hit its second strongest attribute. The rest are pretty crap, but the Constitution specifically, it's pretty good at. All right. Yeah, but it has failed. So what does your invoke curse do?
Cannot regain hit points, and it's vulnerable to necrotic damage.
Oh, vulnerability to necrotic. Nice. Okay.
And I'll just start flying towards the door.
So I'm just adding that necrotic vulnerability. Okay, yeah, and going towards the door, you'll easily be able to catch up there to where Yakis is. You can get through the door with your movement if you want. You have enough.
Just in case guy gets in trouble. And that's my turn.
Okay, then that is going to take us to the top of the round with Guk again. Well, actually, Torgon and Archon are going to move on this instead of this worm now, because I keep forgetting about them. And they are going to both disengage and run for the door as their queen has commanded. As Torgon just leaps over the hole with expert accuracy, and they are both charging up behind you, but top of the round with Guk. And if I disappear in a second, it's because my power went off, but the internet should stay on, so I shouldn't disappear.
And Gog is like, cowards! And then, better do what the lady said. He disengages and is like, you're gonna live another day. You're gonna live a little longer. And runs up to the door. Which I just have enough movement speed to.
Yeah, you'll just be able to get through the door with that. And if that's going to be your turn, then I think so Tiamat will do the same thing. She will also head over to the door, and that will basically bring us out of combat as this this worm comes charging in behind you and launches in towards you all, but you just manage to get through that door and close it behind you before it plummets down into that hole, just trying to digest whatever else it can find around there. But you have all managed to escape it and find your way to the other side.
Yeah, man. Now
Point
we
is-
be fighting Bonsandi.
And here is where I would like to ask, because I know it's dropped down to just 3 of us, and this is not going to be enough to take on the final battle that I had planned. But if we did another session, one more, I did say this was going to be 3. I was hoping to get it all done tonight, but with just 3 of us, it was a bit slow. But with one more session, I think maybe we could make something quite interesting of this. Would everyone be willing to do one more?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yes.
Because in that case, I'll move you over to this map, which is where you will arrive. And I think that is where we're going to leave tonight's session, as you all arrive on the other side of the doorway. In the mists, there is a thick mist, and you can see around you the ancient ruins of gargantuan, colossal mechanical structures, these warforged titans that there are actual warforged titans busy doing, like, pulling parts off of the creatures that are around you. And just ahead of you, on an island in the middle of this river, is a single modron that sees you all as you come stepping through the door, and it turns around and begins to run. And that is where we will end tonight's session. As a modron, I will show a picture of him on the. Come on, show up, buddy.
God, I love Modrons.
So
Please tell me
rarely used.
we're gonna find like a Marut
If you
or
put it
something
up,
like that.
they
Don't
didn't
say
see on the
that,
screen.
man. Then you can fight that alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the round one. Yeah, but that is what you see, and in the background, what is doing maintenance on these things.
Yeah,
Is,
can I just say the war is still cursed as long as nobody removes it. If it will even matter at the final
yeah,
battle.
that will matter actually. What you've done there. So wait, it remains cursed for how long?
As long until somebody removes it with remove curse, greater restoration, or wish.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
Wait a second, did you use a bestow curse level 9?
It's a feature from Sharon's side.
Oh!
Yeah. You're using the archery.
It doesn't specify a
very
level.
cool, because that'll probably end up coming up in either another one shot, or I doubt you'll see Grave Drinker again in this game, but there's a good chance that in our Saturday game you may end, if you ever go to Arania, that is probably the biggest worm out there. But now it has been cursed by Ekron canonically. Like, that's pretty
Man,
cool.
and it's like the most
Don't use
useless
blight against
damage. It's the most useless damage he cursed it to.
No, but that's good, because the thing is that the other stats on that are pretty bad, other than its strength. But that means, oh wait,
It can
oh
heal
no,
as well.
that's necrotic. Sorry, I mixed them up. So it's permanently vulnerable to necrotic, is what you're saying, until something heals it.
Yeah. No, it cannot be healed as well.
Oh, and it
The
can't
only
be
way to remove the curse is it can also
Okay.
gain hit points, not.
Well, that's probably a very good thing for the next people to run into that creature. They will be able to think, oh,
Blight
shit.
against it. Like 10d12 if he fails. Yeah.
Jeez, man, level 20. Good stuff. But yeah, thank you guys. Sorry for there only being 3 of us, but I think it actually turned out not too bad.
Yeah, so the next session we'll talk about later, or is it the